Hey, everybody, it's the coach, and this is Monday Night Football on EA Sports. Eagles and the Los Angeles Chargers. With that, let's get out to Southern California with the call from Los Angeles. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the StubHub Center, 20 miles south of downtown L.A. Tonight, we've got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Los Angeles Chargers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden, and Charles, kickoff moments away. Quickly, what are you watching in this one?
The offensive line for both teams, because both teams have a terrific pass rush. They've got to keep their passers upright. If they have a chance to do that, they can both thrive on offense and move the ball downfield.
Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And we are underway in Southern California. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. They'll be led out by their veteran quarterback out of North Carolina State. It's Phillip Rivers.
One way you become the all-time leading passer for your team is pure talent, and Phillip Rivers has plenty of that. But there's also dedication to your craft and the willingness to get better all the time. Phillip Rivers has a van set up with a driver so that when he goes to and from practice, he's able to watch tape and find ways to improve his mechanics each and every day.
Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. The 20. 10. Touchdown, Allen. Keenan Allen, 75 yards. And the Chargers have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, that's how they envisioned to get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Extra point forthcoming. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. 5 yards, 6 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by their 5'11 quarterback from Wisconsin by way of NC State, and that's Russell Wilson.
Gave the commencement address at the University of Wisconsin a couple of years ago. One of the most popular players ever to pull on the uniform there. The beginning of his career, he was a so-called game manager. Take care of the football and rely on the defense. Now, in this stage of his career, the offense runs through him, and it runs very well.
Well, throw on first down with Wilson. He dumps it off to Barkley. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make this a second down. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Play action. Now Wilson. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up a touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. The Eagles into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. They'll run it now out of the gun. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Got him in. Open, it's Ertz. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz from 4 yards out. And the Eagles are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
I do believe we came here to see a game, didn't we? And it looks like he's running what we call routes versus air. You just go out there with your offensive unit and throw the football with no defense. He's 5 for 5 on the opening drive.
He was on his game there for drive number 1, but well, the thing is now he can't go any higher than that. He was so perfect. Can he do it again later?
Yeah, all he cares about right now is making it 10 for 10, 15 for 15.
Keeping that going.
And he feels like he can get it done.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Here's Desmond King on the return. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Chargers getting set to go. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Rivers now to throw on 1st down. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on his first drive. Instead, 2nd down. And we get a quick look at the Chargers starting offense.
Keenan Allen checks every box for me as a receiver. Size, speed, strength, intelligence in what he's doing. But I love his competitiveness. When that ball's in the air, he goes after it and usually comes down with it. And last but not least, we can lay to bed the myth that he can't run fast. Keenan Allen can get up and go.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it. And boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup. And guess what? It's now 3rd and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
Rivers to throw it. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a first down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
The 1-8er, 380.
Here with a football, and they've got it here with a first down. Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Let's go. Ready, 380.
On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Rivers from the gun on 3rd down. Open man, it's Allen. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. He's got the first down. He's got a big game going right now. Already over 100 yards receiving in this first half alone. So in the 2nd quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
A first red zone opportunity here for the Chargers. 1st and 10 at the 19. They'll run it now out of the gun. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
second down, Rivers. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things.
Set. 380.
On third down, Rivers. And incomplete here on third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
The Chargers will bring out the field goal unit now. This will be a 34-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Southern California after this. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of his first half of action. Now Wilson on second down. Incomplete.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he connects with Ertz. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That goes for a gain of 31.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On first down, Wilson. Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. Desmond King picks it.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Hey, ready? 180.
On 2nd down, Rivers again. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Mike Williams, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Got a man, it's complete. Williams. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. On 1st and 10, Rivers. It's caught on the right side, Williams. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
A 1st down throw here for Rivers. Man open left side, it's Williams. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Rivers on 1st down. Going underneath for Gordon. A great move in there, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll make it 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Rivers. This is Gordon on the dump off. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this 1st half. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll throw again. Rivers. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Barkley. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's Russell Wilson and the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say you want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. A gain of 3, second down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
On second down, Wilson throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver, and that'll make it third down.
His struggles finding open receivers continue. I don't know the last time I saw him this inconsistent throwing the football.
It would be hard to find a date when he was this inconsistent. You know, in his locker, he keeps the word poise printed on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. He needs to find that poise right now.
He certainly does. In fact, I would suggest he laminate it.
Here's Wilson to throw. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be fourth down. A good way there to have him bounce back from the interception last drive. Something underneath, a little bit of rhythm going.
I know the best ones in the league have supreme confidence, but every now and then you need a little booster, don't you? This is their way of protecting him and bringing him back, and then they'll turn him loose later, I would think.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Getting set to go again here on offense, Keenan Allen marches back onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. No gain, and it's second down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Michael Bennett's versatility, being able to play any position along the defensive front, allows him to make those types of plays. He finds good matchups and gets into the offensive backfield.
And there it works for a tackle for loss.
Set, 180. And hot.
On 3rd down, Rivers. He's got his man. It's Williams. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. A nice little completion there by Phillip Rivers. And you and I were reading the article yesterday, 5th grade. Rivers had to do a project where he had to make a poster about his dreams and aspirations. So he clipped out a football player from a magazine article and pasted his face on the helmet. That's what he wanted to be, and it turned out okay.
Not so bad at all. Remember, he's the son of a coach. And on that play, I think he made the old coach proud with that completion.
First down, Rivers. Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some
complete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. A 2nd down throw for Rivers. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Rivers now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Hey! Ready, run 80!
Now a 2nd down throw for Rivers. And this complete to Henry over the middle. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Rivers, his pass caught at the 4. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down. Stop.
Back now at the StubHub Center in Carson. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Allen alone to the right. Rivers now on second down. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
Well, they had the right down and the definite distance to take a shot downfield, but it didn't work out the way that they had envisioned.
No, that's a situation where if you take a sack close to the line of scrimmage, it's not that bad, but a loss like that, you can't take a sack there.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing you cannot do, they did.
The Chargers on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 8.
Set. 380.
From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, fourth quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This is a 26-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
If you run an out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one goes for 24 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. Give him 30 yards there.
Now that play will end up on the highlights and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Zach Ertz, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Eagles, if they hit the PAT, they will be in the lead.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that in the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Elliott now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now, because he's been shredding them a bit, hasn't he?
That he has, and even with all the changes that you know are going on the defensive side of the ball, he's still finding ways to get open, finding the right spots, and the delivery's been pretty good too.
He's over 100 yards, has the 1 touchdown score to this point. Rivers now to throw on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to hit Melvin Gordon there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Here you go, man.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Rivers on 2nd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Rivers from the gun on 3rd down. He's got a man. It's Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, Rivers pushing through the contact. It's caught on the right side. Williams.
Here you go, man.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
That 1-8er. Black 15.
Rivers again. That's complete. It's Gordon. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. A 1st down throw here for Rivers. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Rivers going to give to Gordon on the draw. Tackle that time by Sidney Jones. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Back to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. 4th down now, and defensively, Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, overexcited, and blow an assignment and give up the big 1st down.
Desperation time. Rivers on 4th down. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Eagles defense able to hold. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here with Barkley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They keep it with Barkley on 1st down as he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39.
Timeout defense.
And now the Chargers are going to signal for another timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. On second down, here's Barkley. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. One final kneel down here as it comes inside the 40-second mark, and that should be enough to put this one on ice.
And how about this finish? Able to take a knee, run out the clock, and close this game out by 1 point. You talk about how many coaches we talked to? They all said the same. All I want to do is win by 1 point. That got tested in this one.
Yep, and that cliche rings true. A single penny separates this one. Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you. I have to say, I am impressed at your discipline, because you came here and you said you were not going to eat any of the media buffet. You made it to the end. You didn't consume a single calorie.
I appreciate that. What you missed is me going to the concession stand outside of your eyesight and getting it done that way. Look, I mean, they were serving the good stuff. I had to do it.
Oh, man, but you're svelte, in good shape, but yeah, you cheated a little bit. We'll let it slide.
I appreciate that. Always a pleasure to work with you.